in 2015 I had failed out of nursing school. I was homeless, and also I was cheated on by my ex at the time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Natalie's Niche. If this is your first time watching my videos, welcome guys. So guys, this is a very important channel. We are here to grow both spiritually, physically, mentally, and just in every way. Personal development is a really great part of this channel. So if you're someone that's just trying to grow and become a better person and really win at life, this is your channel. Welcome. Please make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you do not miss any videos from me guys. So guys, today I am going to be sharing with you my salvation story. So guys, I do a lot of fake content, personal development and lifestyle videos, but I feel like I haven't been posting a lot of fake content, and I really wanted to really come here and say that there will be many more fake content coming up. And just as well as personal development, I feel like I will not be true to myself if I do not share my faith, because my faith is a really big part of my life and it has really helped me get to where I am right now in my life. So guys, let's talk about this. I feel like this is going to be a freestyle video because I really just wanted to share from my heart and really tell you guys how I found God and how I'm currently in the space of just developing my spiritual life daily. So guys, I grew up in a church home, right? And I really love that part, and I feel like it's very important to my story because I grew up in a Catholic, home. I grew up with my grandparents, and my grandma is a devoted Catholic, and I just love it. I grew up where on Sundays, my dear, you're not allowed to say I don't want to go to church. It's a must. You are going to church whether you like it or not, right? And I really enjoyed that part. Not that much at that time. At that time I would just be like, I don't want to go, but why are you sending me to go to church? I don't want to go to church, right? So we would always go to church, and I just remember going to church all the time with my grandma, which was really nice. But to be truthful to you, I just never connected with God, on that basis. A lot of times I would go to church and there will be hymns, there will be prayers. This is not to bash anybody's church or anything. I love the Catholic faith. I believe that it's a very important part to my salvation story, because through there I knew that there was a way to connect to God, right? I would always see my grandma just so deep in her prayers with God, like in church, and I always found that there was a disconnect with me whenever I was in church. Like I would either be sleeping or like I just could not connect with God. And I would see other people, even young people my age, like saying the consecration, saying all the prayers, and like it was really nice to see, but I just knew that I wasn't connecting with God that way for some reason. I remember my grandma then told me to go to confirmation classes, for me to be able to learn all the prayers and things like that. I would go, but I just could not understand any of the ways the prayers were going, but I could see other kids really understanding and really grabbing the content and really grabbing the prayers and understanding it, but I just knew I could not understand it. And at the time, one of my neighbors was going to a Pentecostal church, and I remember she invited me one time. It was a Redeemed church. It's a Pentecostal church. So at the time I did go. I went to visit. I think they had like a weekly service. I went to visit, and then when I got there was just something that sparked in me. I didn't know what it was. Just the way that you could just be in the spirit, like the worship songs. I feel like the worship songs was what got me, just worshiping God, and it's like my heart opened. I don't know what it was, but my heart opened. And then when I came back, I spoke to my grandma, and I was like, I would really love to start going to a Pentecostal church. And I say that my salvation story could not have been possible without my grandma, because in that moment she didn't bash me. In that moment she didn't tell me, oh, you have to go to Catholic, everybody is Catholic, there's no way you cannot go, things like that. She immediately understood, and she was like, as long as you know God, that's all that's important to me, right? And so she was like, yeah, that's fine, you can go to church with them, that's okay, as long as you go to and you know God, right? And so I began to go to a Redeemed church. I remember I gave my life to God in 2009. Sometime in September, I gave my life to God, and It was just the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I was now able to talk to God. I was now able to, you know, really connect with God the way I wanted to. And there were seasons. Let me tell you, my salvation story, I believe that without God, I would not be where I am right now, which is why I really want to bring my faith content to my channel, because it's like there were seasons in my life and things that happened in my life that I'm like, it has to be God, like, because it doesn't even make sense. Like, it has to be God, because there are seasons I went through that I even believe that I could not come out of, right? But then while I was home, I actually gave my life to God in Nigeria. I lived in Nigeria till I was 18 years old. I feel like I wanted to really point that out, so just for anyone that's trying to understand, you know, more of the dynamics. But yeah, gave my life to God in 2009, and I just began to really get closer to God. I remember I and my sister Dabere, my cousin, who would always go to church. We would pray, fast and pray. That was when at that point I was praying to come to America, because I graduated high school 2011, and I had 2 years. I was at home for 2 whole years doing nothing. My dad really wanted me to come here in school, to come to American school, and so I was waiting. I was in my waiting season, and in that waiting season, let me tell you, it's not easy to wait. My friends were graduating school, my friends were getting into the university, my friends were doing great things, and I was just sitting home doing nothing, and it just felt like God did not like me that season. And then that was when I joined Christ Embassy Church. Like, guys, I feel like there are a lot of things I want to share with you guys. Just the fact of, you know, the place you worship God at, it's very important. How you connect with God is very important. Tithing and offerings, how that saved my life, just different things. And you know, and so I was fasting and praying. I remember I actually did a dry fast for a whole day. A whole day. I didn't eat anything. I did not eat anything, guys. But yeah, I did that. And just to tell you how my paper came in, my 18th birthday was fast approaching, and it was more like, well, it's either I'm not going to go to America again, you know, I'd rather just stay home here and school, right? It was looking like there was no way out. But let me tell you, a few months, I think July was literally when my visa and everything went through, right? And my dad called me and he was like, you're coming right away. And in 2 months, I will not lie to you, like the way everything happened, in 2 months I was in America. In 2 months, okay, I went for my interview, everything, got my ticket immediately, and I was in America, okay? And I came to America, and it was just a lot of things happened. And one thing I would say is, I was in a season where in 2015 I had failed out of nursing school, I was homeless, and also I was cheated on by my ex at the time, okay? And so in that season, I feel like was when it switched for me, okay? One thing I'll say is, you can know of God and you can also know God. There's a difference between you knowing of God and actually knowing him. I don't even know how to explain it. I knew of God before I came to America. Like, I knew him. If someone asked me, do you know God? Yes, I knew him, okay, right? But there's this place where you get to in your life where you realize it's you and God. Like, it's you and God. It's literally you and God. And so in that season where everything was falling apart for me, I really held God close. Like, I started to pray midnight. Oh my God, guys, I'm going to tell you guys the importance of midnight prayers in another video, and how that can literally give you and how that can give you miracles in a second, right? I went from being homeless, being dropped out of school, from being cheated on by my ex, to meeting my husband, to actually getting a scholarship into school and not having to pay anything for school, to meeting an amazing family that took care of me and took me in. I went through, let me tell you, it could only have been God. And so in that season, there's nobody that will come now and tell me there is no God, because I have seen him, I have felt him. He's been my everything when I had nothing. And it's like, you know, where people are like, how do you know there's God? Because I hear from him daily. He talks to me. He loves me. There is nothing that I've ever attained in my life that has been as a result of my hard work. Yes, my hard work was the start of it, but you see, the crowning of my efforts, it is God. And I really want people to know more about God. I really want people to know that there can be a difference in your life with God. There was no difference in my life until I met God. There was no difference in my life until I experienced God. Knowing God has helped me through depression. Knowing God has brought me out of the worst situations in life. Knowing God has blessed me, right? Knowing God has just really given me a sense of self, a sense of knowing that I am important, knowing that I am loved. It really, really makes me love life. Okay, and so if you're someone that really wants to love life, you really want to get to a point where you really continue to just grow in life, not just don't know God because of you just want his blessings, because that ain't gonna work. Okay, knowing God because you want to know him. That book of the Bible that says, Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and everything shall be added unto it. It's such an important verse, because if you know God, you're good. If you know God, you're good. Okay, your life is blessed forever, and that's a fact. Okay, all right guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this content, I will be doing a lot of faith content, preachings and just things that God is speaking to me in a season to you guys. And if you love stuff like that, let me know. I'll also be doing a lot of prophetic words, because I believe that sometimes God gives me words for the month, for the week, or just something God really wants to share with his people, which I will be doing on here. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your salvation story. Like, how did you find God, or how did God find you? I really want to know about this, because it's just beautiful when I see people basking in knowing God and just getting to know God. It's just a beautiful sight. It's so amazing. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss my videos, because there are amazing videos coming your way. Thank you guys, have a good one.